What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock, what you should be looking after for the future of this company. I'm also going to be breaking down what their share price may end up doing for tomorrow as I give you guys my price prediction. I'm going to talk about the fear and greed index and how this could affect the market going forward, what is going on in Shanghai that's very important for the market, for the US economy, and how it may affect NIO as well, and also what NIO put on their Twitter page that once again makes me very bullish for the long term despite the red we're seeing. And I do want to address what you really need to be looking out for and when it comes to support and resistance levels. Now, before I say anything though, before I get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the WeBull link down below in the description. If you sign up for WeBull with the link down below and deposit any amount of money into the account, whether it's $1 or $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell those 5 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free before the offer ends in just 2 days. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So anyways, looking at NIO, we're down 9.18% for the day, taking a massive hit, but we did form this gap right here to the upside, which could be a good indicator. However, I do want to actually address what's happening to the stock market because NIO wasn't the only thing that's red. The SPY is red, AMC is red, Tesla's down about 9.07%, almost the same as NIO. If you want to look at other stocks out there like Amazon, if you want to look at Netflix, Roblox, they're all red left and right. Nvidia, just so much red. It's just insane. And as a result, we're seeing NIO taking a hit with the entire market as well. So I do want to talk about what is going on. But first, look at this right here. The fear and greed index used to be fearful, and now it's moved to the extreme fearful zone, which goes to show that in the markets, people are very scared right now. They think the market may end up crashing. There's lots of panic right now, and I don't think it's going to happen the way a lot of people think it will. But I just wanted to put this out there. I also wanted to talk about this right here as Shanghai is still tightening on its lockdowns despite the fact that their cases are falling, or at least that's what reports are showing. And I believe that the leader is essentially stating that he wants things to not be like this, right? He doesn't want, how should I say this? He doesn't want cases to still increase or even exist, so to speak. So he's pushing very hard to increase these lockdowns. And as a result, it's going to have a negative effect on supply chain issues. It's going to affect inflation. It's going to affect our economy. It's not good whatsoever. And this is just slowing down lots and lots of things, making prices a lot more expensive. And this result, obviously, it's going to have a negative effect on our economy, our stock market, but that's not the only reason as to why we're in the red. It also has to do with fear, uncertainty, doubt, sentiment towards a recession, and other factors like that. So, as a result of all this red we're seeing, what is going on with the NIO? First, let's look at the SPY. Looking at the SPY, NIO is following the SPY to a T. It's just excuse me, it's following the SPY very, very closely. And you can see on the SPY, we also have this nice gap right here, but the SPY ended up dropping below $400 in that very big demand zone it ended up having, which is a very bearish indicator. Now we're seeing something very similar in the NASDAQ. If I actually go down to the NASDAQ right here, you can see the NASDAQ also formed that big gap and it's down about 4.29% for the day. So both the NASDAQ and the SPY are in the red, dropping below those demand zones, looking kind of bearish. So depending on what they end up doing, it's going to essentially affect NIO and dictate how NIO ends up moving. But based off this, we are seeing some bearish indicators because we haven't seen the full sign or a signal of a massive trend reversal just yet. So what on earth am I talking about? I do apologize for my cough. I am feeling kind of ill, but it's okay. Looking at this right here, okay? When looking at this from two perspectives, obviously stocks either go up or down. So let's look at this from a bullish or bearish perspective. If NIO were to start pushing, and I'm going to say this before I give you guys my price prediction, but if NIO starts pushing up, we're going to have resistance at $14.16, $14.80, $15.69, and then as high as like $16.25. So these are the main resistance levels. For support, if we end up dropping down, $13.12 should be our strong support, $12.50, and then I would say maybe a 12 flat should be support as well, alongside 11.50. So be on the lookout for those zones. Am I guaranteeing we're going to go there? No, I'm not. I'm sorry, guaranteeing that. I'm not guaranteeing that NIO is going to drop that hard. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that if we were to drop, that's what you need to be looking out for. If we push up, that's what you should be looking out for too. Now, the SPY does look kind of bearish. If I'm going to be honest with you, it does look like it might continue on this downward trend because looking at the 2 hour candles, you can see the trend has been down. But I do think there's going to be a big reversal relatively soon. And I believe that we're going to fill this gap quite soon. Now, we have CPI data coming out on Wednesday. That's probably going to be a big catalyst for the market. It's going to push us either up or down depending on what on earth the numbers show. CPI is just one of the inflationary measures, but right now it's not looking like it's going to be too great considering the fact that we have these lockdowns, obviously in Shanghai. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But in anticipation of it, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a slight bounce after we drop. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was today going into tomorrow because of the fact that if you look at all these tickers, they're so oversold right now, right? Typically, when stocks have these big drops, they need to see a bit of a reversal. NIO is at that 26.97 RSI right now. So it's very, very oversold. Looking at the MACD, it's just looking quite bearish in a way. But what I think is going to happen is this for my price prediction. I think tomorrow, NIO is going to test that 13.5 range, and then it's going to drop. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up going to 13 flat. We could go as low as 1250. Be on the lookout for that zone. If we touch 1250, I'm not going to be worried. I'm not going to be scared because I know that if we end up touching it, we're probably going to get a nice bounce off of it. And once we get that bounce, I wouldn't be surprised if NIO ends up pushing and pushing and pushing and closing above that, I would say that high $13 range. So I do think tomorrow might be the day we find our bottom before we get the CPI report for Wednesday. And I do think a lot of people are very excited in anticipation of what could end up playing out. So be on the lookout for that. I wouldn't be surprised if NIO got that nice bounce right over here. So that's essentially what I'm predicting. But I want to remind you that, look, in the short term, yeah, the market's not in the best of condition. What on earth am I doing right now? It's not like I'm just giving up on NIO and all these companies and losing all faith in it. That's not what I'm doing. This is a very good opportunity to dollar cost average for the long term. It's a very good buying opportunity. It's a very good to play the charts if you actually know how to day trade and know how to scalp and do all that. But for the long term, for NIO, you have to remember, as according to their Twitter page, the German TV network Galileo at Pro Sieben, they visited the swap station in Norway and they're very impressed by the power swap station, the power it provides, the better, faster charging experience, which goes to show German TV networks love NIO. NIO is going to be a massive company in Germany. They're going to get massive in Norway. They're going to be huge all over the world. And as they start to grow, you're going to start to see what on earth the fundamentals are holding for this company because, yeah, the market's not in the best state, but look at all these gaps. We have all these gaps to the upside, and I do believe NIO is going to fill them relatively soon. I'm still incredibly bullish. I'm still excited for the long term. There are lots of people who are negative, and I understand that, but don't let your emotions get to you. You have to be an intelligent investor. Look at the fundamentals and remember the short term, yeah, NIO could drop. It's probably going to get a bounce, but for the long term, I'm still incredibly bullish. I believe in this company. I believe they're going to overcome the delisting fears. I believe in them, and I see the fundamentals growing every single day, and I'm still incredibly bullish for the long term. With that out of the way, I want to thank you all for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.